Thank you all for listening and watching my videos. Please subscribe and like my channel Master Coolitz. Hoping that you will not skip my ads, it's a big help for me by not skipping it. Thank you so much. Dragon Shadow. The Rise.
As twilight descended upon the water cloud stream, the shadows elongated, reaching like dark fingers across the rugged terrain. There, aboard the grandeur of the mountain-moving flying boat, our heroes lingered in the tense aftermath of an unexpected ambush by rogue factions from the Eastern Jinn. Victor Sage, a figure of resilience and tactical acumen, had swiftly taken charge amidst the chaos. Now, with war captives in tow, they prepared for their perilous journey to Lotus City, a destination originally chosen for its strategic resources crucial for their war effort.
Young Master Zane Martel, we have completed the head count of the war captives. We'll transport them to Lotus City aboard the flying boat.
Okay, we'll proceed as you suggest.
Victor Sage, acknowledging Zane Martel's firm nod, moved with purpose down the steep, craggy path to where the prisoners were kept. Below, the captives stood in dismal rows, each chained by heavy rune-inscribed manacles. Forged from the lost ores of Yultar, these chains suppressed the very essence of martial prowess, rendering the prisoners mere shadows of their former selves. Each day under the weary skies, Victor Sage maintained a vigilant watch over the captives. His keen eyes missed nothing, ensuring that no whisper of rebellion could spark amidst the despair. Meanwhile, the flying boat, once a marvel of aerial engineering, now showed signs of severe fatigue. Its energy cores, drained by relentless battles and covert sabotage, flickered dimly, threatening to extinguish.
Young Master Zane Martel, we're set to depart. However, the flying boat has sustained significant damage and is low on energy. Our journey to Lotus City will take longer than expected.
Then so be it. We must remain vigilant. The enemy might still pursue us.
As the crippled vessel began its slow ascent, the days melded into weeks. The crew, a collection of hardened warriors and wise sages, stood tense and alert. Their eyes constantly scanned the endless expanse of the sky, which remained deceptively calm, as if the heavens themselves were holding their breath. This deceptive peace was violently broken when a fierce whirlwind erupted from the nothingness of the void. The fabric of the sky seemed to tear, revealing a sleek, aggressive warship that sliced through the air with predatory speed. Atop its deck stood an elderly man, his white hair billowing like a banner of war, his eyes alight with urgent fire.
Why are you still here? Did you not receive orders to head to the Seven Stars grassland?
What happened? We've been at the water cloud stream, vanquishing our foes and capturing prisoners. What are you talking about?
You're out of the loop. The real battle is at the Seven Stars grassland. Eastern Jinn's true intent was to strike there. We've lost almost 200,000 warriors.
The old man's words cut through the air with the sharpness of a newly forged blade. Victor Sage felt a chill creep up his spine as the gravity of the situation sank in. The Seven Stars grassland, known for its strategic importance and breathtaking beauty, had become a slaughter field. How could such a disaster have occurred without their knowledge, as they focused all efforts on a mere diversion?
Have we been mere pawns in a grander scheme orchestrated by Eastern Jinn? How many lives have been lost while we shadowboxed with phantoms here?
In that moment, Zane Martel's gaze became steely, his resolve crystallizing. He stood taller, his voice commanding silence as he addressed his crew. The stakes had never been higher, and in the hearts of those present, a fiery determination kindled, a resolve to not let the lost lives be in vain. The crew, sensing a seismic shift in their mission, rallied behind their young master. Each warrior's face was set, their bodies tense with readiness. They knew the journey to Lotus City was no longer their path. Instead, they would set course for the Seven Stars grassland to perhaps turn the tide of a battle that had already claimed too many of their brethren. The revelation about the Seven Stars grassland struck like a bolt of lightning, searing through the tense atmosphere aboard the flying boat. The grassland, once a vibrant expanse of green that stretched as far as the eye could see, was now a devastated battleground, the epicenter of a conflict that could alter the fate of the Seven Kingdoms.
Change of plans, everyone. We head to the Seven Stars grassland immediately. No mistakes.
It's impossible to speed up. The flying boat is nearly spent.
The predicament loomed larger with every passing moment. The vast prairies of the Eastern Prairie lay thousands of kilometers away, a daunting expanse that seemed insurmountable given their flying boat's dilapidated state. The vessel, once a marvel of aerodynamic engineering and magical prowess, now groaned under the strain of its depleted energy cores, its once gleaming hull marred by battle scars.
Why not sacrifice the captives? It might boost our speed.
A grim silence enveloped the crew following the suggestion. The weight of such a decision, the ethical implications of sacrificing lives for speed, hung over them like a dark cloud. It was a moral quandary that none among them, seasoned warriors though they were, wished to confront directly.
If necessary, we'll wreck the boat to make it. Victor Sage, can we make it in 5 days?
Yes, but it will destroy the boat beyond repair. Are you sure?
Zane Martel's decision was fraught with the gravity of their dire circumstances. As he weighed his options, the heavy burden of leadership pressed upon him. The lives of his crew, the war captives, and the potential fallout from destroying the flying boat, a pinnacle of their people's ingenuity and a symbol of their strength, were all his to consider.
Do it.
Half an hour later, the transformation of the flying boat was nothing short of catastrophic. As Victor Sage executed the orders, the protective energy shield that cocooned them flickered out, leaving them exposed to the elements. The engines, pushed beyond their limits, roared to life with a ferocity that shook the entire structure, propelling them forward at a pace that was both exhilarating and terrifying. As they hurtled through the roaring tempest, the flying boat seemed to teeter on the brink of disintegration. The hull vibrated ominously, the sound of stressed metal filling the air, while outside, the hurricane unleashed its fury. The relentless winds lashed against the vessel, and torrents of rain slashed at the faces of those daring enough to look outside. Inside the boat, the atmosphere was charged with a blend of fear and adrenaline. Every crew member knew the stakes. They were not merely racing against time, but against the very forces of nature and the looming threat of enemy interception. Amidst the chaos, Zane Martel stood resolute at the helm, his eyes fixed on the horizon. His mind, usually a fortress of strategy and command, now wrestled with the implications of his drastic decisions. Each tremor of the boat echoed in his heart, a stark reminder of the sacrifices made and the lives that hung in balance. Victor Sage, ever the stalwart second in command, monitored the boat's vitals, his expression a mask of concentration and concern. The responsibility of ensuring they survived this audacious attempt to reach the Seven Stars grassland weighed heavily on him, each passing second stretching out like an eternity. As the boat surged onward, the crew clung to whatever they could, their faces set in grim determination. The cacophony of the storm mixed with the whine of the overtaxed engines created a symphony of survival, each note a testament to their desperate push toward salvation. As they raced against time and nature, one lingering question haunted every heart aboard. Would they reach the Seven Stars grassland in time to turn the tide of war? Or was this daring gambit destined to be their final journey, a futile charge into the maw of doom? In the heart of the Seven Stars grassland, where the breeze once danced with the lush emerald grass, a grim spectacle unfolded beneath the ominous clouds that raced across the sky. The vast mountain-moving flying boat hovered silently, its passengers' eyes wide with horror as they beheld the blood-drenched fields below. A sight not for the faint of heart. The grassland was littered not with flowers, but with bones, skeletal remains picked clean, a chilling testament to an unseen carnage.
Could this be one of Eastern Palm's pets? Look ahead. The real battlefield might be just beyond. Let's move forward and check it out.
But as Eric Helm's words hung in the air, a bone-chilling growl echoed from below, snatching the breath from every onlooker. A massive, gray, burly demonic beast, adorned with silver patterns that shimmered menacingly, rose from its throne of bones. The silver-striped demon bear, an ancient creature of immense power, fixed its gaze upon the flying boat.
Are the warriors of the Seven Kingdoms Alliance seeking death again? Your reasoning tastes as foul as your flesh. But since you're here, it'd be a waste to let you go. Come down and I might just make a meal of you.
Gasps and murmurs filled the flying boat. The warriors exchanged glances, their eyes wide with disbelief.
It spoke. Did that demon bear just talk? This is unheard of.
You're from the Demon Clan.
Zane Martel's revelation sent a wave of tension through the crowd. The demon bear, though sitting among bones, exuded a sinister intelligence, its ties with the demonic realm clear and unsettling. As the echoes of Zane's declaration faded into the tense air, the atmosphere thickened with the grim reality of their situation. The vast expanses of the Seven Stars grassland, once teeming with life and color, now lay desolate, a macabre gallery of death and decay. The grass swayed gently, whispering secrets of the forgotten battles that had soaked the soil in blood.
This beast, it's not just any demon. Look at those silver stripes. They're symbols of high rank in the demon realm. This isn't a random occurrence.
Eric's words hung heavily in the crisp air, a reminder of the deep lore and histories intertwined with the lands they now hovered over. The warriors, seasoned in battle but not in demonic lore, shifted uneasily, the weight of the unknown pressing down upon them.
Oh, you know of our ranks. Impressive, yet knowledge will not save you from what awaits on this blood-soaked grassland.
The bear's deep, resonant voice, rough and guttural, carried an eerie clarity that pierced the murmur of the crowd. Its dark, wise eyes flickered briefly with a spark of malice.
Enough of this. We didn't come here to parley with demons. We came to protect our lands. Are we to be frightened by one cursed beast?
Ella's defiance sparked a flicker of courage among the warriors. Her hand tightened on the hilt of her sword, her stance firm against the howling wind. Yet her voice belied the fear that clenched at her heart, a fear shared by all who stood watching the demonic entity below.
Protect? You invade and call it protection. But soon you will understand the true nature of power.
The demon bear's taunt echoed across the grassland, a chilling reminder of the blurred lines between heroism and hubris. Below them, the landscape told its own story, a tale of conflicts past, of heroes fallen and villains risen, all entwined in the eternal dance of power and despair.
We must reassess our approach. This creature knows more than it should. Perhaps it's seen battles we can scarcely imagine.
The group's strategy began to shift under Eric's cautious words. They knew that brute force alone would not suffice against such an adversary. The silver-striped demon bear was not merely a beast of physical might, but a creature steeped in the dark arts of war and deception.
Form up. Prepare for descent. We'll confront this demon on its own turf, on our terms. But keep your wits about you. This is no ordinary foe.
As Zane's command cut through the uncertainty, the warriors readied themselves. Each one knew the gravity of the task ahead. The flying boat began its slow, deliberate descent towards the eerie quiet of the grassland, the shadow of the great beast growing larger as they approached.
Come then, warriors, step into my domain, where the bones of your predecessors decorate my den. Let's see if you can alter the course of history.
The chilling invitation from the demon bear resonated with a grim finality. As the flying boat touched down, the rustle of the blood-stained grass seemed to whisper warnings and tales of woe. The warriors stepped off into the unknown, their hearts heavy with the burden of history and the fear of the formidable foe that awaited them.
The Eastern Palm cannot defeat us fairly, so they resort to these foul creatures? Despicable!
Amidst the brewing anger and fear, a brash young warrior leaped from the boat, his voice ringing out with reckless bravado.
Hey, you talking bear! Ever thought about being someone's pet? Consider yourself lucky if I spare you. How about you serve me instead?
Human flesh isn't to my liking, but I hate to waste a good challenge. Guess I'll have to stomach you after all.
As the young warrior charged, sword drawn and gleaming, the demon bear moved with an unexpected grace, its powerful claws parrying each strike, sparks flying into the stormy air.
His claws, they're as strong as a genuine chi artifact.
While the fight raged below, Zane Martel turned to his companion, a small three-tailed spirit fox named Bo Thompson, who peeked out from his sleeve.
Yes, he's from the Demon Clan, but not from Northern Demon Country. His aura is different.
Zane Martel's heart sank with disappointment. Not from Northern Demon Country. No lead on his father then. Below them, the bear's lethal prowess was displayed in full, a swift, brutal end to the young warrior's defiance. The air was thick with tension, and the metallic scent of fear mingled with the fresh, earthy smell of the grassland. Warriors on the boat peered over the edge, their expressions a mix of awe and terror. The sight below was nothing short of a dance of death. The bear's movements were both beautiful and terrifying.
Watch closely. This creature, powerful as it may seem, shows us the cracks in our enemy's armor. They rely on monsters because they lack the strength to face us.
Ella's words resonated with a few, stirring a sense of righteous indignation. Yet others merely tightened their grips on their weapons, their faces shadowed with doubt. War was a complex beast, and the presence of such a demon only highlighted the desperate measures to which their foes would stoop.
Oh, brave warriors, do you tremble? I can smell your fear. It feeds me, fuels my strength. Come, let me taste the despair that clings to your souls.
The bear's taunts boomed like thunder, rolling across the landscape. Each word was a provocation, a challenge that could not be ignored without consequence.
Keep calm, everyone. This beast wants us rattled. Hold firm and stay focused.
Zane's steady voice cut through the panic that threatened to burgeon. His eyes scanned the scene below, analyzing every move of the demon bear with a tactical precision. The beast was indeed formidable, its every swipe precise, its movements calculated to intimidate and dominate.
I am not afraid of you, beast. My blade will find your heart.
Foolish human, your blade will break before it even grazes me.
The clash escalated, swords and claws striking with ferocious intensity. The young warrior, driven by a mix of bravery and bravado, launched into a series of daring maneuvers. His sword, a shimmering blade of the finest steel, clashed against the bear's claws, sending out showers of sparks.
He's outmatched. No human could withstand such power alone.
The crowd held their breath as the young warrior executed a risky flip, landing a few paces from the demon bear's swipe. His survival was a testament to his skill, yet the outcome remained uncertain.
He fights well, but without strategy. Courage alone will not suffice against such an enemy.
Zane nodded in agreement with Bo's assessment. The battle unfolding was not just a test of strength, but of wit and will. Each participant from the young warrior on the ground.
Such a waste. Impulsive actions lead only to despair.
The crowd on the boat fell silent, the grim reality setting in. No one moved to challenge the bear further. The immediate threat of the beast was dire, but it paled in comparison to the looming war that awaited them. Yet as they pondered their next move, the unexpected crack of a twig, the rustle of leaves, something else was stirring in the grassland. What new horror awaited them in this cursed place? As the shadows lengthened and the wind howled, the chilling question hung in the air, heavier than the storm clouds above. What lies beyond the bloodied grass and the sinister gaze of the demon bear? The silence was thick, suffocating. Every warrior's heartbeat echoed in their ears, a rhythmic reminder of their own mortality. The grassland, a vast expanse once vibrant and teeming with life, now lay as a somber stage for the macabre dance of death they had just witnessed.
Prepare yourselves. Whatever made that sound isn't likely to be friendly. We must be ready for anything.
The sky darkened further as if nature itself mourned the fate of those fallen at the hands of the demon bear. The once gentle breeze had turned sharp, carrying whispers of forgotten souls and the stench of decay.
Eyes and ears open, everyone. This land holds more secrets than we know. Stay sharp.
Shadows crept across the battlefield, elongating into grotesque shapes that seemed to twist and writhe in the dimming light. The warriors' eyes darted around, searching for the source of the noise, their weapons gripped tightly in hands, slicked with cold sweat.
This land is cursed, tainted by the blood and echoes of ancient battles. Be wary of the spirits that may still linger, hungry for the life they once possessed.
Legends had spoken of the Seven Stars grassland, not just as a place of natural beauty, but as a ground consecrated by the blood of warriors from age past. These plains had seen empires rise and fall, had felt the weight of countless feet marching towards battle.
This is no mere skirmish. We are walking in the footsteps of history, where each blade of grass has been watered with the blood of the fallen. Let us not add our names to this sorrowful list.
Each warrior took a moment, their thoughts heavy with the weight of their task. They knew the stories, the prophecies that spoke of great battles fought on these lands, of heroes and villains whose spirits might still haunt this very place. The wind picked up, howling through the grassland with renewed vigor. It seemed to carry with it not just the chill of the evening, but the anguished cries of the past. The rustling leaves and the crackling twigs underfoot sounded almost like hushed warnings from the unseen.
Stay close. Whatever comes, we face it together. Let the spirits of this place know we respect their history, but fear no ghost nor beast.
As they advanced, the terrain became increasingly treacherous. The lush grass gave way to a patchwork of gnarled roots and hidden dips in the earth, each step a potential trap for the unwary. Suddenly, a low growl rumbled through the underbrush, deeper and more ominous than any sound they had heard that day. The warriors halted, forming a defensive circle, their eyes scanning the darkening horizon. Hearts raced as the growl morphed into a series of guttural snarls. The air around them seemed to thicken, the very atmosphere charged with the promise of imminent danger. The tension was palpable, each warrior ready for what might emerge. They stood shoulder to shoulder, a band of brothers and sisters bound by a common cause, their faces set in grim determination. And then, from the twilight, shapes began to materialize, forms large and menacing, emerging from the shadows like phantoms of the battlefield. The warriors tightened their grip on their weapons, their breaths held in suspense, as the true test of their courage was about to begin. It was a tense moment above the clouds. Zane Martel, with a stern face, commanded from the flying boat, slicing through the air like a sharp arrow.
Don't worry about the bear. Keep moving forward and don't stop. Proceed straight to the main battlefield, the heart of our conflict, where victory could turn the tide of this war.
The mountain-moving flying boat glided across the sky, defying gravity and fate alike. Below, the Earth was a restless witness to this airborne escape, but not everyone was content to be left behind.
Hey, it makes no sense for my food to run away after being delivered. Come down, you.
As it spoke, a dazzling energy cannon formed between its fearsome fangs, lighting up the dusk like a perverse dawn. The beam shot out with a wrathful intensity, dimming the world around it.
Oh no, what powerful energy! If it hits us, this already shaky boat will explode instantaneously.
Is anyone going to deal with this silver-striped demon bear? If this goes on, everyone will die.
But we can't defeat it.
Amidst the chaos, Zane Martel's eyes were like cold stars, unfazed by the panic that gripped his crew. The gravity of their situation weighed heavily on him, yet his resolve did not falter.
I know it seems impossible, but we must hold on to hope. Our mission is too critical to abandon.
The sky darkened further as storm clouds gathered above, mirroring the mounting tension on the deck. The flying boat, an impressive piece of arcane engineering, creaked ominously under the strain of the unnatural speed it was forced to maintain.
Helmsman, increase altitude. Let's put more distance between us and that beast.
The helmsman, a young man named Carl Vickers, swallowed hard and pushed the control levers forward. The boat lurched upward, the engines howling in protest.
We'll get clear of this, Captain. Just hold on.
Down below, the silver-striped demon bear roared in frustration, its massive paws digging into the earth as it watched its prey attempt to escape into the heavens. Not one to give up its meal so easily, it prepared another energy blast, more potent than the last.
Prepare the energy shields. We might not outmuscle it, but we can outsmart it.
On his command, shimmering fields of energy sprang to life around the boat, casting eerie lights against the swirling clouds. The crew members, reassured by this defense, found new courage to face their fears.
You think your tricks can save you? I will feast tonight, regardless.
As the bear unleashed its energy cannon, the sky split with the collision of raw power against the mystical shields. The impact was cataclysmic, sending ripples across the clouds. The boat shook violently, but the shields held, dispersing the energy in a spectacle of light and color.
Look at that. It's working.
Lila Grayson, the chief engineer, watched with wide eyes as the beams of energy deflected off their shields, her heart racing with both admiration for their technology and fear of the powerful creature below. Yet the silver-striped demon bear was not deterred. With a cunning glint in its eyes, it began to charge up for another attack, this time aiming at the weaker points it had observed in their defenses.
We need a new plan and fast, Eric. Ready the pulse cannons. We'll give it a taste of its own medicine.
Right away, Captain.
As Eric hurried to comply, Zane's mind raced with strategies. The creature was learning, adapting to their tactics with terrifying intelligence. Zane glanced at his crew, their faces lit by the glow of battle stations. He knew the odds were against them, but he also knew the spirit of his crew was unbreakable.
We are the vanguard of the Seven Kingdoms. We carry the hope of thousands. We will not fall this day.
His words echoed over the roar of the engines and the howling winds, instilling a fierce pride in every heart on board. Together, they prepared to face the Demon Bear's next assault, not just as a crew, but as a united force defending their world. Eric Helm, his brows furrowed in concern, was about to leap into action, but Zane Martel's hand on his shoulder stopped him.
I'll do it.
No can do. You're now the commander-in-chief of the flying boat. You can't act rashly. Besides, your martial spirit has been completely exhausted. You are no match for the bear.
It was true. Zane Martel's spirit was drained, his phenomenal strength a whisper of the past. Yet his resolve was unshaken.
If even I'm no match for it, you'll just die if you go up against the bear. Don't worry, I have my own way. Everyone listen to me. Do not concern yourself with me. Just proceed to the main battlefield. I'll catch up after killing the demon bear.
During the period of my absence, you are to obey Eric Helm and Victor Sage.
Yes, sir.
As Zane's voice echoed through the cabin, the weight of his decision hung heavy in the air. His crew, many of whom had followed him through countless skirmishes, now faced the reality of their captain risking his life alone.
Prepare the escape maneuvers just in case. I trust you all to handle the flying boat.
Eric Helm nodded solemnly, his eyes betraying a storm of emotions. The crew members exchanged glances, their faces etched with worry, yet filled with a profound trust in Zane's leadership.
We believe in you, Captain. We'll keep the ship steady.
Zane turned to the weapons console, his fingers tracing the cold metal of the control switches. He paused for a moment, taking a deep breath as he contemplated the gravity of his impending confrontation.
Load the phase cannons. If I can't take it down, I'll at least distract it long enough for you to escape.
His crew watched in silence as he adjusted the settings, their collective breaths held in a mix of fear and awe. The usually vibrant command deck had turned into a tableau of muted anticipation.
Let's ready the defenses, people. We need to give him all the cover we can.
As Victor rallied the crew, Zane stepped towards the exit of the flying boat, his silhouette framed against the dim light. The door slid open with a hiss, revealing the chaotic skies beyond. The winds howled as if mourning the potential loss of a hero. Zane looked out over the edge, the vast expanse below a mirror to the turmoil in his heart.
Sometimes the weight of a single decision is heavier than the sky.
With that, he stepped into the tempest, the door closing behind him with a finality that echoed through the hearts of his crew. Down below, the silver-striped demon bear sensed a challenge. It raised its head, sniffing the air, its instincts alert to the presence of Zane plummeting towards it. As Zane descended, the bear's eyes locked onto his. A guttural growl rumbled through the dense air, vibrating with primal fury. The duel between man and beast was not just a clash of physical might, but of wills.
Here I come, beast. Let's see what you've got.
Above, the crew of the flying boat clung to their stations, their eyes fixed on the monitors displaying Zane's rapid descent. Eric Helm gripped the console, his knuckles white, whispering a silent prayer for his captain's safety.
Come back to us, Captain.
The gap between Zane and the demon bear closed swiftly, the air crackling with tension. Each second felt like an eternity to those watching from above. As Zane neared the ground, the silver-striped demon bear stood on its hind legs, towering over him. It roared, a sound that shook the leaves on the trees and the hearts of those who heard it.
This ends now, Bear. Either you go down, or I do.
The confrontation was set against a backdrop of swirling clouds and a setting sun, painting a scene fit for legends. The next moments would decide not just the fate of Zane Martel, but perhaps the course of the war itself. With a heroic flair, Zane Martel dived from the sky. The Black Abyss sword gleamed in his hand as the energy cannon approached.
Someone in the Seven Kingdoms Alliance has actually managed to block my attack. How strange. Hey, guy from the Seven Kingdoms Alliance, what's your name?
Do you folks from the Demon Clan make it a habit to ask for our name before you kill our members?
Of course not, but you are very special. Lucky me. Your flesh and blood must be very delicious. I have to remember a person like you.
Zane Martel frowned, realizing the bear could sense the demonic blood flowing through his veins.
How do you know if I won't be the one eating you?
Well, why don't I show you who'll be eating whom? Bon appetit!
With a ground-shaking roar, the bear transformed, muscles bulging, ready for a monstrous duel. Zane Martel, his body shimmering with a bronze brilliance, met the bear's charge with the Black Abyss sword raised high. Metal clashed against raw power in a dance of destiny. As the battle raged, the bear found an opening and roared with triumph, sure of its victory.
Food is food. It's useless to resist. Why don't you be a good boy and enter my cozy belly?
The earth trembled with each step the bear took, the battle reaching a fever pitch. Who will prevail in this clash of titans? Can Zane Martel defeat the demonic strength of the bear, or will the skies witness its downfall? Tune in next time for the thrilling continuation of this sky-high confrontation. The air crackled around Zane as he descended rapidly, his cape billowing behind him like a dark cloud. Below him, the landscape was a blur of greens and browns, rushing up to meet him as he prepared for the impending clash. Zane's grip on the Black Abyss sword tightened, his knuckles white with the strain. He had carried this blade through countless battles, its edge as sharp as the day it was forged, imbued with ancient magics known only to a select few. The silver-striped demon bear, a creature of legend feared by many, watched Zane's approach with a mixture of curiosity and delight. Its massive form exuded power, each breath a rumble of thunder across the plain.
This is not just about survival, it's about honor. Let's see what you're truly made of, beast.
As they neared collision, the scent of ozone filled the air, a sign of the intense magical energies clashing. The ground beneath the bear's feet cracked, the force of its might threatening to tear the earth apart. The bear swiped at Zane with a paw larger than a shield, its claws gleaming with a deadly promise. Zane dodged, rolling to the side, the blade of his sword catching the light of the setting sun, a silver streak in the twilight.
Is that all you have, human? I expected more from a warrior of the Seven Kingdoms.
I'm just getting started.
Their battle was a symphony of roars and metal, a ballet of brutal power and agile grace. Zane, despite the exhaustion that clung to his limbs, moved with a dancer's precision, each step calculated to bring him closer to victory or to his end. Zane knew the stakes were high, not just for himself, but for the alliance he represented. His heart beat a rhythm of war drums in his chest, pushing him beyond the limits of human endurance. Around them, the world seemed to hold its breath, the usual sounds of wildlife silenced by the tumult of the duel. Even the wind paused, awaiting the outcome of this epic confrontation. Zane lunged, his sword aimed at a weak spot beneath the bear's arm, a move as daring as it was desperate. The bear countered, its response a roar that split the air like cannon fire.
You fight well, but not well enough.
As the battle intensified, the sky darkened with ash and smoke clouds, nature seeming to mourn a hero's potential fall. The bear, sensing victory, pushed forward with renewed vigor. But Zane was not yet defeated. With a defiant yell, he swung the Black Abyss sword with all his remaining strength, the blade singing through the air, aimed for the heart of the beast. The outcome hung in the balance, the next move critical. The clash of wills, the clash of metal against sinew would soon reveal the true victor in this dance of death. Would this strike be the one to end it all, or would the demon bear's laughter echo over a fallen hero? The answer was up in the air. As was Zane, caught in the throes of battle, the fate of the Seven Kingdoms resting on his shoulders. The air was tense as Zane Martel faced the demon bear. its head grotesquely on the ground but still alive. The forest around them was eerily silent, as if the very trees held their breath in anticipation of the battle's end. Shadows danced in the flickering light of the campfire's dying embers, casting an ominous glow over the scene.
How? Are you acquainted with someone from the northern demon country?
The bear's voice was gravelly, filled with pain and fear. Each word seemed a struggle, a last effort to cling to life. Zane Martel's frown deepened. His face was set in grim determination, the weight of his past battles and the loss of comrades etched into his features. He didn't answer. Instead, he raised his foot, ready to finish the job. Panic flickered in the demon bear's eyes, a primal fear of the inevitable end.
Wait! You can't kill me! Do you know who I am? I am...
The bear's plea was frantic, desperation seeping into its voice as it tried to buy more time, perhaps hoping for a miracle. The demon bear's plea was cut short as Zane Martel stomped down, turning its head into a gruesome mess. The sickening crunch of bone and flesh underfoot was a stark reminder of the brutality of their world. He then approached the body, speaking an incantation with a calm, commanding tone.
Sea engulfing curse.
Zane's voice echoed through the clearing, resonating with power and authority. A deep maw appeared, quickly devouring the demon bear's body, extracting its innate talent and blood essence. Zane Martel noticed something strange within the bear's bloodline as he absorbed this essence. The energy felt different, more potent and mysterious, hinting at secrets he had yet to uncover.
Strange. Could this be another race I have no knowledge of?
Zane's mind raced, pondering the implications of this discovery. What other mysteries lay hidden in the vast world beyond his current understanding? Suddenly, the dragon-devouring emperor technique within him activated, surging with vital energy. Instantly, he broke through to the third level of the technique. His joy was palpable, yet short-lived, as his body began to improve, pushing toward the sixth stage of the intermediate level. Each surge of energy felt like a revelation, bringing him closer to his ultimate goal.
Previous impasse broken. I need to cultivate quickly. Bo Thompson, cover me.
His voice was filled with determination and urgency, knowing that every second counted amid battle.
Yes, young master.
Bo's loyalty and readiness were evident in his prompt response, a steadfast ally in the chaos of war. Zane Martel sat down, focusing on his breakthrough. Thunder rumbled around him, and the vital energy in the air poured into his body. The ground beneath him seemed to pulse with power, synchronizing with his growing strength. After half an hour, another burst of energy surged from him, illuminating the area in a brilliant display of power.
I've reached the sixth stage of the intermediate level. I no longer fear the battle on the Seven Stars grassland.
His voice echoed with newfound confidence and excitement, the thrill of progress spurring him onward. Eager to test his new powers, Zane Martel conjured a devouring power in his palm, refined from the sea-engulfing curse. He marveled at his progress before flying toward the Seven Stars grassland, where the battle raged. The journey felt different now, with the wind rushing past, carrying the promise of victory. Zane Martel saw the battlefield below from the sky. Foundation realm practitioners clashed, their genuine energy artifacts illuminating the chaos. The air was thick with the scent of blood and the sounds of combat. In midair, intermediate-level practitioners fought fiercely, and advanced-level warriors battled with elemental fury in the clouds. The sky itself seemed to shudder with the force of their confrontations.
Such powerful fluctuations. Better stay away and find Eric Helm and the others.
His eyes scanned the battlefield, seeking familiar faces amidst the chaos. He knew he needed to find his allies before engaging in the fray. Just as he turned to search, a burst of wild laughter erupted behind him. A man at the seventh stage of the intermediate level charged, blade gleaming. The laughter was cold and mocking, a stark contrast to the desperation of the demon bear moments earlier.
It's taboo to expose your back on the battlefield. I'll teach you that lesson.
The man's voice dripped with arrogance, confident in his perceived superiority. Zane Martel calmly blocked the attack with 2 fingers, shattering the blade light. The precision and ease he moved were a testament to his training and newfound strength.
What? That's impossible.
The man's shock was evident. His confidence shattered as quickly as his blade. With a swift punch, Zane Martel pierced the man's chest, ending his life. The man's body crumpled, lifeless, as Zane stood over him, unfazed. He then uttered a single word, his voice carrying a powerful resonance.
Devour.
A powerful force enveloped the corpse, draining its essence. Zane Martel felt his power surge, his vital energy increasing significantly. Each moment of absorption felt like a new chapter in his evolution, bringing him closer to mastery.
Devouring a 7th stage practitioner is far more effective than pills.
His satisfaction was clear, the efficiency of his new ability evident in the rapid increase of his power. A familiar voice called out from the chaos below. The sound was a beacon, guiding him through the turmoil.
Zane Martel, over here!
The urgency in Eric's voice was unmistakable, a call to action that Zane couldn't ignore. Zane Martel landed beside Eric Helm, who looked astonished. The battlefield around them was a cacophony of noise and movement, but for a moment, time seemed to stand still.
You've broken through again?
Eric's astonishment was palpable, his eyes wide with surprise and a hint of admiration.
What's going on with the 7 Stars grassland battlefield? It's chaos. Do the higher-ups have plans, or are they just fighting blindly?
Zane's voice was curious and frustrated, seeking clarity amidst the confusion. Eric Helm pointed toward the heart of the battlefield, eyes burning with intensity. The sight was overwhelming, a sea of combatants locked in deadly struggle.
Madame Tina sent a message. Those confident in their strength are to head to the middle of the battlefield.
His voice was filled with fierce determination that inspired others to follow. Zane Martel's heart tightened at the mention of Madame Tina. The weight of her name and the implications of her message settled heavily on his mind. As Zane Martel prepared to head toward the middle of the battlefield, questions swirled in his mind. What awaited him there? What secrets did Madame Tina hold? The answers lay just beyond the horizon, wrapped in the chaos of battle. Each step he took was a step into the unknown, driven by anticipation and trepidation. Stay tuned for the next chapter, where Zane Martel faces the unknown with newfound strength.